Yo, what's good, everybody? Nice to catch up with y'all again. Welcome back. Um, Quick heads up too. Probably gonna be doing some rebranding on the channel, but we'll see. We'll see. There's still some kinks I want to work out with it, but either way, getting into it. Um, there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be trying to get into a little bit more often since I got the weekend off. Hopefully, not getting into too much. Deliver y'all a little bit more consistent content again. But either way, I just want to talk about one player on each side of the field, um, offense and defense, of course, that I think will probably be a trade candidate with the deadline coming up. I think it's November 6th, um, which will be week 8 for us. So on offense, I think the most likely candidate would probably be Jamison Crowder. So I say that for a few different reasons. I don't know what the adjustments the coaching staff will make in order to try to get this offense to get out of this bottom dweller of production in the league. But ultimately, we have a lot of players that can fill a lot of different roles. We heard a lot of the excuses when it came to Denzel Mims about special teams value versus knowing, the inside outside XYZ position. So I feel like we can kind of hit two birds with one stone if ultimately, and I think it'd be a win-win situation, but Jamison Crowder has been our most consistent, most productive player out there. I would say Braxton Berrios, but I honestly don't think we get anything in return in terms of people that will bite for him. But Jamison Crowder has that proven production. We know he can be an excellent top tier member for a team. If we send him out to a team that's contending, that'll look good for him. He should be able to find a immediate role. I also think we'll probably get a solid return. I would say anywhere from maybe a 3 to maybe a combination of like a 5th and a 6th round pick. And if anybody's paid attention to, prior videos in the past, I mentioned Joe Douglas's tendencies to include some of those 6th, 7th, late round picks where he'll use those to gamble on high upside players. So I think that would be a win-win there. What that does is Jamison Crowder goes to a contender. It allows Denzel Mims to move up the chain of command a bit there, get him some more playing time. It allows Elijah Moore to effectively go back to more of a slot receiving role instead of just trying to get him on the field by putting him out the outside position as well. So I think I've seen something like out of 80 snaps, it's been like what was it, like a 52 to 28 ratio in terms of him playing on the outside versus the inside. And he has 4 catches at both, the boundary position and the slot role. So obviously he's going to be much more effective, especially coming right out of college in his natural position. I think that would be the best way to work him back into rotation and kind of see that immediate contribution we expected. And then going back to it, as mentioned, Denzel Mims will effectively get more playing time because those however many snaps per game, I know we've been averaging 59. Let's say Jamison Crowder is getting, 25, 30 of those snaps. It's 25, 30 additional opportunities to split between Moore and Denzel Mims right there. And then Braxton Berrios has definitely still been very effective and actually demonstrated a lot of early chemistry with Zach Wilson. So I don't think we need to necessarily carry in 6. I know they said that we'd have a special teams hit, but I mean, Jeff Smith is still there. We can, call up Vincent Smith. There was a guy on the practice squad, Lawrence Cage, that I like, that brought a different dimension, pretty similar to Denzel Mims, a big guy catch radius wise, 6'5" target. A lot of people can do worse than that. On the defensive side, it hurts to say a bit, but safety Marcus Maye, I think at this point, not moving him is an injustice just because he's dealt with his whole career being with the Jets, continuous losing, extremely bad coaching staffs, and misdirection or, an unequal vision between the coaching staff and the front office in terms of what we're looking to do. He's done great so far, taking on a leadership role and coming in and giving us production, but then injury took place. Then we had this whole DUI thing. I think prior to this stuff going on, we probably could have seen potentially a late first, maybe like a mid, early second round pick for him. But there's definitely some conversations that are going to be had about what happened with the DUI. We don't know if the league will impose, a suspension or some kind of additional discipline to him, based on what happened there. And then it was just another blow that the Jets never knew anything about it. So I think realistically, Jamison Crowder and Marcus Maye will probably get the same kind of compensation for, which I think could maybe be like some variation of a third round pick, if we just want something a bit on the higher end. And if we're willing to kind of do the bargain bin stuff, then maybe somewhere between a fourth and a sixth and a fifth and a sixth. Potentially maybe like 2-5, something in that range. This doesn't have as great of a benefit for us beyond that, though. The safety position we are already hurting at. The trade with Jamal Adams, although we're still especially winning that, considering the Seahawks haven't played up to the level we were probably expecting from the entire league. But Jamal Adams is gone. Marcus Maye, let's say if he leaves and what I'm predicting happens, cool. If not and he stays, we're still potentially looking at losing him for nothing. We have another situation where there's going to be a franchise tag situation that comes up again during the offseason. Do we want to extend the 29-year-old safety? I would have said yes last season still. This season coming up with some more fractures that I see coming up in the relationship, I think it would be better to just part ways. He still tried to handle as many things as possible as a professional, so we can kind of leave that as the saving grace. Ashton Davis will get a more prominent role, and then we'll see some of these other safeties, which, to be honest, I haven't even paid a whole lot of attention to them. It just seems like such a foregone afterthought of that New York Jets defense. When you think about how well the rookie class at the cornerback position has been doing, Bryce Hall has kind of looked, I don't want to say revelation, but it's the best adjective that comes to mind for it, because he's been up there. He's been doing very, very solid, if not spectacular, depending on, stats you're looking at and who you're talking to, the teams that we've faced. But ultimately, he's made that move in that sophomore year for him. So I think it's done well there. We have all the linebackers. The Quincy Williams find was huge. He came in and immediately found a role, immediately provided production, and immediately showed why, maybe he deserves a spot, or more playing time over some rookies, over some players that at least have been with us through the entire offseason. So it's crazy to think what will happen when he actually gets a full offseason and just kind of this bye week to kind of rest, get more adjusted to the playbook. We know his brother Quinnen is helping him out a little bit more in that aspect as well. So definitely an awesome combination, just a fun storyline we'll be able to see hopefully for quite a few years to come. But ultimately, those are my thoughts. Let me know who you guys think would be maybe some more trade-worthy candidates. Do you think my predictions on compensation are kind of far gone out there, or do you think maybe I nailed it on the head? But either way, I'll catch up with you guys again. Hopefully, looking to put out a few more videos, as mentioned, by the end of the week. If not, I'll start having some stuff queued up and ready to go for next week as well. Otherwise, it'll just be fun to kind of take a week off and see what's going on with the rest of the league. Early bye week, we've needed it with the injuries and stuff. And the coaching staff, to be honest, after hitting this quarter mark of the season, it'll be nice for them to kind of really re-break down everything instead of having to immediately focus on the next opponent and get ready to see if we can get things sharpened and turn around right away. But either way, appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch up with you again. Peace.